Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everything in between and neither. Today is Valentine's Day. Let me get my puke bucket before I get started. Oh my gosh. Anyways, last year around this time, I was being really mopey about being single, and I'm still a little bit mopey about being single. But also, I really do think that I currently enjoy my freedom more. Not like that people in relationships are suddenly like bound to each other for like all the time and can't have their own interests and stuff. Like, that's bullshit, but like, let me rant about that on another video, because that's a whole different topic. What I want to talk about is that in an alternate reality I probably got myself killed. And it's a story about dating, so that's why I'm telling it on Valentine's Day. So get your popcorn, buckle up, and let's get into the video. So, as I said, it's a story about dating, and in an alternate reality I probably have gotten myself killed. Like, seriously. There's no doubt in that. The thing is, all this watching of Catfish and watching true crime documentaries and listening to true crime podcasts, yes, I know it's problematic, I'm aware of that. The suffering of others shouldn't be entertainment, unless we're talking BDSM and it's consensual, but that's a whole other story. But yes, all this content that I regularly consume a lot of should have told me not to do the things that I have done last year. And thinking back, I know it's stupid, and I know that I just got lucky, and that the worst that happened is that I got my tiny little heart broken. So, yeah. That's the intro of what I'm actually going to say. I'm gonna gather some thoughts, and I'll be right back after the cut. And some of you might say, but Nikki, how could you have potentially gotten yourself killed in an alternate reality if you know all that stuff? Well, dear viewer, that's a good question, but the simple answer is, I guess sometimes people just do stupid shit because love, if you can call it that at that point, really does make you blind and sometimes do irrational stuff. For example, being stupid about online dating rules. But let me start at the beginning. It all started in February last year, 2022. And it all started in February when I installed Tinder, and after some swiping left and right, dodging couples and experimenting straight girls, I finally had my first match, and we hit right off. We texted and exchanged numbers because that's so much easier to text than on the Tinder app. And we texted and texted and texted, and somewhere around the time when like the texting got more intense and like really nice and fluffy, that was kind of like the first smaller red flag that I totally ignored. I mean, I didn't ignore it. She she did mention like, yo, you know, we should meet up sometime soon-ish to like check if we vibe in person. Like the texting is fine and fun and good, but like, how about personal interaction? And she wasn't wrong, like that's important too, like you gotta meet up. And I was like, yeah, sure, we can do that, but I'd like to video chat first. You know. Catfish 101, like, make sure that the person you're texting with is actually the person you're texting with. Like, get them on camera, video chat with them. And like, she did tell me about her vacation and sent me photos from there, but like, if you're an avid Catfish watcher, you know that those can be fabricated and fake, so pictures don't mean anything. Like, there have been cases on Catfish where the person who got catfished was like, hey, just to make sure that you hold up a sign with something written on it and hold up the peace sign in the other hand. And somehow the catfish got that faked with like some cute photo of the person that they were using to catfish and Photoshop. Like, that stuff can be faked. And like, yeah, so that was like the first stupid thing I have done, not insisting more on the video chatting, because then after the time she was like again, yeah, you know, how about the meeting? And I was like, yeah, okay, let's make a date. And also she was like in the process of getting a puppy, and I had like this great idea of going to a fries place, like they make really great poutines, and I wanted to go there with her and also meet up in a park in her city, so like it would definitely be public, you know, online dating 101, go meet up in a public place. Yeah, so about that. Just before our first date, she actually did get her puppy. And because of that puppy, she was like, yo, you know, little change in plans. I can't leave the puppy alone for too long, and like I can't take it anywhere else for like too long. We gotta meet up at my flat. And I was like, great, yeah, let's do that. No problem at all. And like everything in me like knew that this was stupid, because like you don't do that. That's how people get killed. That's how you end up on an episode of your favorite true crime podcast. and like, but like I was acting like some stupid dumb ass electricity, going the path of least resistance. So of course I was like, yeah, sure, that's alright, I totally understand that you can't leave the puppy alone for too long. So I went and met up with her, and was the next stupid thing that I did. I didn't really officially let anyone know that I was out on a date. Like, I had a coworker who knew about it, but like I just like briefly told her, and I didn't like really instruct her to watch out for me. Like, I didn't like explicitly tell her, yo, please check in on me if I'm not dead or something. And like maybe I should have like made sure that someone checks in on me, but I didn't, which I know is stupid. And so yeah, so I hopped onto the train, and when I arrived at her train station and just the door, so like I was really relieved to see the person on the pictures picking me up on at the train station. So that was good at least, but even still, even with matching profile pic and person in person, you could still potentially get yourself killed with the stupid shit I have done. And so then, obviously, I took my camera with me because she was like, yeah, I do have some woods around my house, maybe we can go there. And also, like, I maybe wanted to, I don't know, maybe impress her by, like, taking cute puppy pictures of her new dog. So, like, I mean, well, great. She now has good, really good puppy pictures of her doggy, and I have a broken heart. which is all right. It's slowly healing. I can, you see how I talk about it now. I just only laugh about myself, how stupid I was. The good result of this story is that I just gotten my heart broken and not gotten myself killed. And yeah, so and since the first date was in March, late March, obviously everything was already like blooming and stuff. So I took out my camera and took some pictures of the pretty petals that were growing around her neighborhood. And then she made a kinda weird joke about like, oh, are you taking evidence pictures that you're here? And I was like kinda taken aback by that. Like, if I was making evidence pictures of my surroundings, I'd be taking them with my phone and sending them to someone. Which would have been clever, actually. But no, I didn't. I just explained that I took pictures of the pretty petals because it's spring and they're pretty and pink. And yeah, so that was about that. And then when we arrived at her house, she lives in her own flat in her parents' house, so kind of like me. So when we exchanged those informations, I didn't give her my address or anything, but like I was kind of like relieved about that info when we talked about stuff about our lives, that she lives in a similar situation to me. Like, it's pretty unusual around here to live with your parents for so long. Like, I know in other cultures it's like pretty common, like in Spain or something. I think it's Spain. People live with their parents until their 30s or something, and it's not a big deal. Around here, kids move out often. Not all the time, not everyone obviously, but like I think it's around about 18, 19, 20 that people move out of their parents' houses around here. So that was alright. And then we went into her house and ran into her dad in the stairwell, and then he made and they had a little exchange about how well the puppy is potty trained yet. Like, giving signals that he has to go out. And then her dad made a joke that made me kinda uncomfortable, like not about dating or anything, but he made a joke, obviously relating to the not yet potty trained puppy, that it's good that her flat has tiled floors. Dog shit isn't the only thing you can get off pretty easily from tiled floors. You know what else you can get off pretty easily from tiled floors? Blood. Like that was some pretty fucking serial killer joke that it's good that the flat has tiled floors when you bring a date home. Great, wonderful, such safe surroundings. And like, the date went well, it was great, and yeah, so that's about it. I didn't get killed on my first date, and the second date went well, pretty well too, and it was great. And a few weeks later we had our first overnight date. Nothing happened. And then it went pretty much radio silent, and on Mother's Day, well, I was trying to think of a pretty cute joke that she's a puppy mom and wanting to wish her a happy Mother's Day because of that. She was probably already writing the, for lack of a better word, breakup text. Great, that's the story of how the dating went. And like, yeah, so I was pretty stupid. Like, I ignored so many rules about dating and stuff, like, just like, let me just count that stuff up again in a more orderly way than just like this messy whole ass story. Oh yeah, and before I give you like a rundown list that isn't the messy story, I also forgot to mention that while I was on my first date and the second one, but like, you know, especially first date is important because like that was like the proving point that the person I was texting with was actually the person I was meeting up with. My parents were on vacation, and like, yeah, we were texting, obviously, like instead of postcards or something, or like, you know, I don't know, just regular interaction, or like, I don't know, just like, yo, today a seagull shat on us, isn't that great? Stuff like that, you know, when your parents are at the coast for vacation. So, the first people that would have noticed that I didn't come home would have been my co-workers on Monday, wondering why I am late without a call or anything. That's how stupid I was. So, to sum it all up, it first started with not insisting on a video call before meeting in person. Not insisting on meeting up in a public place. Not letting anyone know that I'm on a date and that someone should check in on me. Also like the joke about the evidence pictures and the joke about the tiled floors should have kind of freaked me out, and I should have like, I don't know, make a run for the exit, I don't know. Like, that's just 3 things, but like, and let's just put the jokes aside because like, those were like little things that just happened after I got the confirmation that I was actually meeting up with the person that I thought I was texting with, so yeah. But like, those 3 things that are like already like stupid enough. Oh, and also like when I left after the date, it was already pretty dark, and I actually like planned to get home relatively early so that I come back home at my home train station and walk back to my car when the lights are still out and not in complete and total darkness of the night. Because even though it was spring, it still gets dark pretty early. So like that was another stupid thing that I did when I was on that date. Not only the whole lead up to it, but also like the aftermath of driving home on public transport alone and then walking back from the train station to my car, which was pretty far, like a good 200-300 meters away from the train station, over a barely lit parking lot. Not the most clever thing. And like, yeah, that was definitely stupid. And even though I knew better, I should have known better, I just got lucky. Many people who like go on dates and stuff online, they don't come back from those dates because they get themselves killed, because they don't follow those rules that I have broken. I got lucky that I actually met up with the person that I thought I would be meeting up with. I couldn't have... It could have gotten so wrong. I could have ended up chopped up in tiny little pieces somewhere around the lake that's near her house, like, or just thrown into the woods that are around her house. Or who knows? She could have been a cannibal. All that kind of stuff. It's kind of hilarious though. Actually it isn't. But you know what I mean, like, I got lucky and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, that was the wild dating story. I'll probably like just give you a short version, if I do that, in my year review of 2022, because that's like really overdue, but like because of that heartbreak and other struggles I had in January of this year, I didn't really feel up to it, but now I kind of do have the energy and I want to put out content again. And like, so yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Please don't tell me how stupid I was. I know that I was. So maybe let me know in the comments down below. Have you done similar stupid stuff? Like, I don't want to be alone with that. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to follow me on my other social media on Instagram and Twitter at CommanderNici, just like my channel name. And until I figure out what I can upload next, watch my other stuff. Bye.